What is up, Mind Renovation Nation? How are you guys today? How's the world treating everybody? That's good. That's good. Welcome to another episode of Mind Renovation Nation, brought to you by Red Maples, your go-to source for institutional style property management of small multifamily rentals. I'm your host, Nathan Bush, and on each show, I share with you my real life lessons from my real estate experience. We invite industry experts, innovators, and influencers to explore the challenges and opportunities facing small multifamily real estate investors. We designed this show with the questions you have about researching your market, setting up effective management systems, and overall maximizing your returns. And so if you want more of these types of resources regularly, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel or head over to www.nathanbushmba.com/subscribe or check out the other resources in the link to the show today. Today's show is going to be a good show. I'm extremely excited about the opportunity to share with you guys 5 keys to shattering your self-limiting beliefs. We're going to help you unlock your true potential today with real estate investing. How many of you guys right now that are watching online or watching on replay, put in the comments if you're ready to unlock your true potential. I say unlock because a number of years ago, I was headed over to a small multifamily rental property that we had under management. And one of the challenges was I tried to get inside the building, and the lockbox wasn't working. And so I tried the codes that I knew. I looked up the codes. I called a couple of people, and I still couldn't get inside the unit. It's amazing how when you have the lockbox code and it's correct, you can just open the box, take the key out, open the door, walk right in, and now you're inside the unit that you're trying to take care of. And I would be willing to attest that many of you, if you're in real estate for any length of time, have had this experience, especially if you have multiple properties with multiple lockbox codes, and those things can get mixed up sometimes. You got to have a system in place to ensure that you can get the code when you need it, and so that you can open the door, the right door, at the right time. And this is a testament to understanding this whole concept of self-limiting beliefs. Now, before I go too far into the show, I want to take a second and thank my sponsor, Red Maples, your go-to source for institutional style property management of small multifamily rentals. If you are looking or in the need of a property manager, head on over to red-maples.com/assessment and fill out the information on that form. That will get you in contact with one of us, and we'll be able to reach out to you and help you do a complete assessment of your rental portfolio to see where you're at. All right, so many of you guys might know or might not know, on Yahoo News of all places the other day, I saw where Pirates of the Caribbean was going to get a reboot. And I thought, how fitting for this show. Do you guys remember when Captain Jack Sparrow said this? The problem is not the problem. The problem is your attitude about the problem. In today's show, we're going to be talking all about this thought process of your attitude about the problem. And so if you guys have been in real estate for any length of time, you know that real estate doesn't come without problems, without issues, without challenges. It's all about our mindset as we face those challenges and those different issues. Now, before we can go too far, I needed to do some uncovering for you and help you better understand this whole concept of self-limiting belief, because everybody has different understandings of what this is. And so I wanted to define this as it stands for how I'm going to present it for the show today. And so a self-limiting belief is beliefs are assumptions or perceptions we have about ourselves and the way the world works. These assumptions are self-limiting because because by holding on to these beliefs that we have, we're in some way holding ourselves back from achieving our goals. So there is a belief that we have that's keeping us from achieving our goal. And so to better understand what that belief is that's keeping us from achieving our goal, we need to talk about beliefs for a quick second. I see Jason, I see Travis online, guys. Thanks for joining me online for a brief side note. We're talking all about self-limiting beliefs today. Do you guys have beliefs that are self-limiting? Do you have things that are keeping you, thought patterns that are disrupting your ability, keeping the door locked from you walking into the next level of success in your life? So we define self-limiting beliefs. And we're talking right now about beliefs are an acceptance that a statement is true or that something exists. That's what a belief is. A belief is a statement that is true, or a belief is an acceptance that something exists, or the statement is specifically true that somebody else said. And so beliefs, according to the National Library of Medicine, in 2009, I believe, is when that was published. It says on the screen 2000, but I actually believe it was 2009 when this is actually published. It says that beliefs reinforce awareness becomes our biochemistry. So belief reinforced awareness becomes our biochemistry. That literally means each and every tiny cell in our body is perfectly and absolutely aware of our thoughts, our feelings, and of course our beliefs. We have to be really careful about believing certain things. Your choice to believe or believe in different things, people, resources, they might just be the door that's keeping you from stepping into the success that you want to have. Now, I have to ask you a question, just so you guys can all be on the same page with where we're going with this conversation. That question is, what is one thing that you hold in belief, and where did that belief come from? Where did that belief come from? I find it imperative to understand, as we're talking about self-limiting beliefs, where our beliefs come from, because we have thoughts that create feelings, and those feelings create our beliefs long term. And if we're not careful about protecting our thoughts, we'll have challenges with our feelings. And our feelings will ultimately determine what we believe about something long term. Now, we have a thing called our circle of knowledge and beliefs. We have a thing called circle of knowledge and beliefs. And we get our beliefs from our circle of knowledge. Maybe our family and upbringing. Maybe your belief that you hold true, that you've been hanging on to, came from your family or your upbringing. Or maybe that belief came from culture and society. Society says that you're supposed to do a thing a certain way or have a certain appearance. Or maybe societal belief is that in some way, shape, or form that wealth is wicked and you're supposed to live in poverty, and maybe that's a societal or cultural belief. Maybe societal or cultural belief is that you can buy real estate with no money down. Where did that belief come from? Because you read a book one time? Like, where did that belief come from? Where did the belief come from that there's such things as turnkey properties out there, and that there's not any work, and that you're just going to be rich as soon as you buy it? Where did that belief come from? Culture and society? How about education and knowledge? When you grew up and you went to school, does school teach you to be an entrepreneur, or does school teach you to work for somebody else? Does school teach you to buy real estate, make money off that real estate? Or did your school and upbringing and knowledge teach you how to go to work for somebody else so that they can be successful? I have no problems with helping other people achieve goals. In fact, I talk oftentimes about being a great number two. But it doesn't mean that you neglect yourself or your own priorities in order to achieve levels of success that are destined for you. It's all based upon your beliefs and what you believe. Maybe your personal experiences in life. Maybe you went through a really terrible relationship, and so you say, hey, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. I'm doing this all on my own. Could that belief be holding you back? Maybe there's some religion in there that's keeping you. Maybe there's a specific thing in your religion or your faith that you haven't quite fully explored, and it's holding you back from achieving. It's the door, it's the barrier, it's the blockage. Where else did you get your beliefs from? Maybe you got your beliefs from the media. Enough said there. How about peers? Do we get our influence? Do we get our knowledge? Do we pull our beliefs from our peers? If you want to have a better life and your belief says you can have a better life, maybe it's best to get a better group of peers. How about economic status? Sometimes we achieve certain levels of financial success, and that's where we get our belief system from. We put our belief into that level of success that we've achieved. Or psychological factors. Maybe sometimes people just have skewed, warped versions of reality, and that's where their belief comes. Or there can be critical events that happen inside our lives. These are all of the places that we form our belief system from. Now, my question I have for you is, what if everything you thought to be true about real estate investing was incorrect? When would you want to know? Would you wait days? Would you want to know weeks later, months later? Or would you want to know maybe, just maybe right now, that some of the things, some of the beliefs that we're holding on to might just be holding us back when it comes to our real estate investing? Do you guys kind of feel that right now, that there may be some beliefs that you're hanging on to, holding on to dearly, that are keeping you from actually succeeding and hitting the level of success that you want to have? Franklin Delano Roosevelt, 32nd President of the United States, said, "The only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be our doubts of today." Whew, that hits me hard when I read that for the first time. The only limits that we have for the future, for tomorrow, are the doubts that we have today. What doubts do you have? What things are inside of your mind right now? You repeat them to yourself, you say them to yourself, and they're doubts that you have about success that you could have in the future. One of the 32nd President of the United States said the only thing that limits our realization was the doubts that we have. The doubts are the door. The doubts are what you need the key to unlock. The University of Pennsylvania, Canary Law School, in a journal article entitled "Why Do Retail Investors Make Costly Mistakes?" An experiment on mutual fund choice. So this is just investors in general. Okay, so the University of Pennsylvania, their law school, did a research project, and they identified some reasons why retail investors make costly mistakes. And I pulled some quotes out of this journal article for you to help you better understand this concept of limiting beliefs. It says, specifically self-limiting beliefs, "Another possibility is that investors are inadequately informed about the task at hand or the fundamentals of investing. More problematic, naive diversification may explain a number of investment decisions that otherwise appear irrational or uninformed." So do we have a self-limiting belief that we're supposed to be diversified in our investments? Do we have a self-limiting belief that says that we can just run out and start investing in things without education because we were motivated by some motivated idiot at a seminar that told us to go buy property with no money down, or that you can get rich passively investing and you didn't have to take any time to actually educate yourself in order to be successful in real estate investing? How about Bankrate.com said it took the average investor 153 days, or about 5 months, to complete a fix and flip project in 2001, according to the data solutions Atom. 153 days. Do you think you're going to buy the property and turn it in a week and a half and make money off of that property? Look, guys, we have to understand the facts, and the facts are investors are underinformed. Investors think that they need to diversify their resources. Investors think that they can buy and fix and flip a house in 3 months when really it takes 153 days. Yahoo Finance had this article to say, when I found that information, that they were rebooting Pirates of the Caribbean. Unfortunately, Johnny Depp won't be returning, and so I don't know how beneficial Pirates of the Caribbean will actually be. However, Yahoo Finance had another article on there that said U.S. real estate investors have been losing money on 1 in 7 homes sold. This is the highest rate since 2016. Real estate investors have been losing money on 1 out of 7 homes sold. Did you know that? If you knew that, put in the comments that you knew that information, that 1 out of 7 homes being sold, investors were losing money on right now. If you knew that information. If you didn't know that information, put in the comments right now that you didn't know that information. Because to me, when I read that, it was alarming and shocking that real estate investors, 1 out of 7, are losing money on homes sold. And they most likely took huge hits in 5 different cities. You want to know where those cities were? You got to go check out that Yahoo Finance article to find it. However, I'm going to tell you right now, it would be shocking and alarming for you to see those 5 cities, especially since you're probably investing in one of those cities right now. All right. Have you ever said any of the following? We're going to talk about these doubts that people have. We're going to share with you these self-limiting statements that we sometimes make as real estate investors. First one, I don't have enough capital to acquire more properties. Have you ever said that to yourself? How about this one? Managing multiple properties is too overwhelming. Or how about this one? I might not find good tenants for additional properties. Or the more properties I have, the higher the risk of failure. How about this one? Diversifying into new markets is too uncertain. How about scaling up will complicate my taxes too much? Or it's too difficult to secure financing for additional investments. Have you ever thought any of these thoughts before? How about I'm not equipped to handle the legal complexities of a larger portfolio? Or there's too much competition for acquiring profitable properties. You might be saying to yourself, I've reached the limit of what I can manage alone and I can't afford to hire help. How about this? I don't have the right strategy to scale my investments successfully. Or this one, the economy is too unstable to expand my portfolio right now. I lack the necessary knowledge to invest in these different types of real estate deals. I expand too quickly, the quality of my investment will suffer. I'm already investing as much as I can reasonably afford. How about growing my portfolio will take time away from my personal life? I don't have the networking skills required to find lucrative deals. The current market conditions aren't favorable for expansion. I don't trust others enough to delegate and grow my business. These are all doors that are keeping you from succeeding and moving on. Wouldn't it be great to know the keys? The 5 keys that unlock each and every one of these doors in order to have the success that you want to have in real estate investing? I got one more. I'm comfortable with my current investments and don't need any more work. You ever thought these things to yourself? Key number 1, awareness. Awareness. You first have to identify which self-limiting beliefs that you currently have. What is keeping you from having the success that you want to have? What doubts do you have? Identify them. Write them down. By writing them down, you will have all of the tools that you need to have the awareness of what's going on in your real estate portfolio right now, with your self-limiting beliefs, with your doubt, with what's controlling you. You know, one of the things that I'm passionate about, and I have spent a number of years of my life writing books, speaking, talking with groups and organizations, is this concept of oppression, control, deceit, manipulation. Oppression, control, deceit, and manipulation are all things that unfortunately we allow to happen to us. We make personal choices to allow others to control us, to manipulate us, to deceive us. It's all a mindset on how you approach a different situation. See, somebody doesn't need to take or steal from you in order to feel better about themselves. What we should be doing as people is freely giving our value and ourselves to other people. You say, Nathan, well, if I give and I gave everything that I had and I gave it all away, how would I buy more real estate? And I would say, if you were able to take every single thing that you had right now and properly give to other people, you wouldn't be being controlled in that situation. You would be the one controlling the handout. You would be the one controlling the value given. You would be the one controlling how you add value to others in that situation. And so for every thought process that you have that's limiting, there's an inverse thought process that's out there that helps you expand. So awareness is number one. I highly encourage you guys, if you have a notebook today, you get out your notebook and you start writing. What doubts do I have? Before I go too much further, I'd like you to also write in your journal our second sponsor here, Web Insurance. Let Web Insurance be your guide. They can review your current real estate portfolio if you're a real estate investor. If you are a contractor, they can review your current insurances to get you the most affordable coverage at the most efficient prices. I highly encourage you guys to head on over to www.webinsurance.com to get a quote from them on your insurance. All right, so the second key. So the first key was awareness. We got to have awareness of these self-limiting beliefs. The second key is you got to challenge these beliefs. I highly encourage you to write a line now down the center of that paper. And down the center of that paper, I want you to challenge each one of those beliefs. What is the opposite inverse of that if it was to be true? What is the opposite inverse of that if it was to be true? One of the beliefs that is easy to have, a self-limiting belief that's easy to have in real estate investing, is this belief back here, which was the first one that I had come up with, is that I don't have enough capital to acquire more properties. Okay, that might be the truth that you understand right now. But let's just challenge this one thought process for a second. First question, where could you go get more capital from? No money down may be a fallacy. It may be a limiting belief. Thinking that you can acquire something for nothing. Nothing in life is free. However, where can you go acquire more capital from? See, what real estate investing is an investment of the value that you've earned so that that value can be multiplied over time. Where in life can you go add more value to get more capital to invest in real estate? It's not that you don't have enough capital to acquire the properties. Maybe it's that you haven't given enough value in order to have the capital that you would need in order to be able to invest. How can we go and now add more value? So the second key that we've got to make sure that we understand is the key of challenge. So first is awareness. The second key is you've got to challenge these self-limiting beliefs. When you challenge a self-limiting belief, one of the benefits to that also is it forces you to think creatively. And the more creative you are in real estate investing, the more likely you are to succeed with real estate investing. The more creative you can get in a deal, that means the more you can identify and find value that other people couldn't find. So you have to challenge these self-limiting beliefs to help yourself begin to identify value in areas you didn't know were valuable. The next key to unlocking these doors is the key of visualization. The key of visualization. Do you see the outcome in a better, more positive light? How much effort do you put into visualizing? Have you taken time to sit down and begin to see the outcomes that you'd like to have achieved? For me, the way that I do visualization is I actually write out on a whiteboard all of the different things that I can foresee of ways to overcome the specific problem, challenge of the future. And then I start seeing myself doing that solution. It takes time. It takes effort and energy to unlock these doors, guys. The same way that whenever I showed up to that property and I didn't have the proper combination lock to get the keys out even, what was the first rational thing that I could do? I tried the codes that I knew. Then when I didn't have the codes that I knew, what was the second thing I did? I called others that might have that code. Then whenever I couldn't call others that didn't have that code, maybe I got to the point where I went and researched them on the specific piece of paper where we keep the codes. Okay? And I tried each and every code until I got to a specific solution. I was able to start to problem solve, to visualize the proper answer. Problem solving is a function of visualization. Do you take the time to look at those self-limiting beliefs and look at solutions for each and every angle? You've got to spend some time in visualization. Then, it's my favorite key. It's literally my favorite key. After thinking through all of your different options and visualizing the solution, you've got to take some action. You've got to take some action. I'm the type of person where I constantly am taking action all the time. I have a thought about maybe a potential solution. I don't have to visualize it very long before I start taking action and working in that direction. You might be different. It might take you a little bit of time. You might need to spend some time in that visualization aspect to raise your own level of belief to take action. But once I see the solution to a problem, it doesn't take me long to test it out. I try to take action on those things immediately. And at Red Maples, we do the same thing. If there's a problem within the organization, it's not going to take us years and years and years of thought process and cerebral before we're going to do something different to try to get a better result. We're going to begin to take action pretty much right away. And so that is key number 4 to overcoming your self-limiting beliefs, is you have to take action. How many of you guys right now, just as a quick question, quick poll, throw into the comments, how many of you guys think that you should take action more often on things that you want to succeed at? Just take steps in that direction. Throw it in the comments if you believe that you're the type of person that should take more action in your life on some of the solutions that you come up with. And with that said, I want to take the next second and thank our next sponsor, BBC Global Services. This is outsourcing that helps people like you focus on your superpowers. They're simple and on your terms with no term limits and minimums. Get a free consultation for your virtual assistant. Go to www.bbcglobalservices.com. And if you need additional help so that you can take more action, BBC Global Services is the company we recommend. All right. So key number 5. So we got to have awareness. Yes. Then we've got to, after awareness then we got to challenge that awareness. Is it true? Is this a fact? Or is there a different solution? Which puts us into step number 3, which is to visualize potential outcomes and solutions that we're looking to achieve. Step number 4 was to take action. And step number 5 is a growth mindset. A growth mindset. See, for things to grow, they got to be in the right soil. They've got to be planted in the right soil. For things to grow, they have to be watered and nurtured. For things to grow, let's talk about plants or different foliage or trees. For these things to grow, they got to have sunlight and air. For us to overcome our self-limiting beliefs, we've got to constantly be in a state of growth. Understanding that who we were yesterday is not who we're going to be tomorrow, and that we're constantly chasing the better version of ourselves that we know we can be in the future. See, to me, if you're like me, you want to be your own superhero. The challenge is that you know that those superpowers today don't exist, but tomorrow they can. Tomorrow they can, because you're constantly chasing that version of yourself. And as a superhero, you're ridding yourself of the villain that you used to be. If you're in a growth mindset, that means you're planted in the right soil. What groups, what organizations do you attend? What What company do you surround yourself with? Where are you planted? The second thing I got to talk about with a growth mindset is your inputs, the light, the oxygen, the water. What are you nurturing yourself with? What are you listening to on a regular basis? Do you pull up the Mind Renovation Nation show every Friday and get filled with a growth mindset so that you can renovate your mind, so you can cultivate the right garden of success in your growth mindset? See, some of the reasons that we have self-limiting beliefs is we don't nourish ourselves often enough. We might have the right environment and the right conditions for us to have a growth mindset, but we're not putting the right nutrients into our mind in order to help feed the growth that we're looking to achieve. And then you've got to have the right air. You've got to have the right air and oxygen and carbon dioxide mixture in order to be able for that plant to breathe and grow. And so the right air might be, are you sitting down with your journal on a regular basis and thinking through what's going on? What are your circumstances in life? Documenting these limiting beliefs, constantly massaging these things. Limiting belief is in me. Limiting belief goes out of me. I'm able to grow. And then I hit another limiting belief that's keeping me from achieving and unlocking the door. See, just because I got inside the building doesn't mean I don't need another key to unlock the bedroom. You hope that you put the keys in the key ring that you need to open the bedroom door that was locked. Because if you don't have that key or don't have the garage door, back door key on there, there's certain doors you won't be able to get through. And the key that worked to get you through the front door is not the key that's going to get you out the back door. If you want to keep growing, you got to have this growth mindset. And so if you're going to scale a portfolio, if you're looking at what are the keys that are going to unlock your future, it's those 5 keys right there. It's the key of awareness. It's the key of challenge. It's the key of visualization. It's the key of action, and it's the key of a growth mindset. Henry Ford had this to say from Ford Motor Company. He said, original founder of Ford Motor Company, he said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right, because our mind is the thing that unlocks the doors to our success. We're the only things holding ourselves back. And if you want to know what's holding your real estate rental portfolio back, well, just have a conversation with me. At Red Maples, we will do a rental portfolio analysis. I want you to think, what would you like a review of your rental portfolio to be so I can help you determine the next steps? What would that look like to you? What we do is we'll actually review your profitability, your leverage, your liquidity ratios in your business, and then we'll provide you with a comprehensive plan of action to help you determine what you should be doing with your real estate investments to help you hit your best business performance. Should you sell assets? Should you refinance? Should you add additional property? I can give you this information based upon the rental assessment. Just head on over to red-maples.com/assessment, fill out the assessment, and I'll be happy to help you. All right, and that Renovation Nation brings us to the end of another episode. I am your host, Nathan Bush, and your guide on this real estate business growth. Remember, just like plants need the right air, soil, and care, our minds need the right environment to build a life of purpose, passion, and growth. Don't forget to get your citizenship to Mind Renovation Nation. The way you do that is you follow us, you subscribe to my newsletter, and if you love today's mind workout, then you share this show with a friend who's as passionate about real estate business growth as you are, so they can join us every Friday at noon for the Mind Renovation Nation show. Join me next time for more insights, inspiration, and of course, a little bit of that nation building spirit that drives us to create a community united by shared values, purpose, and a commitment to leaving a lasting legacy. Until then, keep building, keep growing, and let's lead more than 25,000 souls to a life of values-based investing. In our journey of Mind Renovation Nation, we often talk about personal growth, ethical leadership, and making impactful choices. Values-based investing is an extension of that philosophy. It's about being stewards not only of our finances, but also in our values and vision for the future. So I'm signing off from the heart of St. Louis, guys. Stay blessed, stay inspired, and remember, every day is a day. It's another chance to renovate your mind. Thanks, guys. Thanks for attending and watching online. See ya.